Okay. Okay. Cool. We're live. I noticed you guys were having a good time with chat. And, that's cool. So but yeah, I just was getting everything set up and kind of looking through and saying, okay, I need this and this, and then just went a little bit over when I was scheduled, but that's okay. We're here. So and Darren's here too. So
Hey everybody.
Yes, happy Friday. Happy
Day after Sharon's birthday, get them super stickers coming so I can get this woman a belated birthday present on behalf of you guys.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes,
Shameless plug.
Sure, yeah. Well, yesterday, I took a little bit of time to watch some of my favorite things and enjoy myself, and we went to a late dinner at it's funny when we go to a restaurant. A lot of times we kind of name it off by who's the owner, who, because it's somebody we know. A lot of local places. So like there's one Middle Eastern restaurant, and Nassim is the name of the guy that owns it. So should we go see Nassim, or how about Hytham? Or well, let's go over and see Ugo over at El Patrio. And that's what we did last night. So um it's really cool because didn't somebody marvel at God, like everybody in this town, but yeah, locally owned places tend to have the best food. So yeah, and they had karaoke going on, and I have to say that was not the kind of Oz fest I had ever anticipated ever listening to.
No, it wasn't.
Because yeah, they were doing a lot of Ozzy stuff, and a lot of Ozzy and Black Sabbath, and kind of murdering a lot of it, but that's karaoke. Oh, well, thank you guys. I just turned around and I see some super stickers. Thank you. Um
Yeah, now she took one selfie and got in trouble.
Ha! Yeah. And I can't show because of where it is on my phone, but yeah, they of course you go to a Mexican restaurant for a birthday, and so they've got to come out, and they all have sombreros, and they put a sombrero on you, and they brought me a tequila shot, so I decided to take a selfie with it. I just had a little sip because I was driving. That and I usually don't drink hard stuff unless I can mix it in with something so that you don't really notice it going down. Things like pina coladas, and I'll do white Cubans, things like that. But oh, were you wanting to show off
to the generous soul that gave us a gift?
Oh, yeah,
less than 24 hours afterwards.
Yeah. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to turn this into an educational moment. Because here I got this big old thing of tequila. This is pre-tariff tequila.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I'm going to turn this into something relevant, because some people will offer distilled spirits to their gods, and it's not a historically authentic practice per se, because distilling spirits, that didn't develop until I think the Middle Ages. They would not have had it in ancient times. If you wanted to get a buzz on, in the Bronze Age or the Iron Age, then you would have had to drink a lot of wine, or the beer wasn't very alcoholic, so I guess you'd have to be at it for a while. But they didn't have that. But some people have reported there are a lot of unverified personal gnosis that different deities like certain distilled spirits. So
that I've heard that too.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and it is a part of African traditional religions like Santeria, Voodoo, Candomblé. So in those traditions, it's because those are traditions that have been evolving over the past few centuries. And so, this has gotten picked up. Rum is especially favored. Of course, it makes sense because if you think about where rum comes from, and a lot of it is made in the Caribbean where those religions are practiced. So it's kind of,
right.
Evolved with it. Oh, what you got? Tiny little bottle of...
It's rum. We put them on the altar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We just got this stuff.
Oh, nice.
And as far as the tequila goes, I will be experimenting because I've heard that some people mix it. And I've heard tequila and Dr. Pepper's not bad.
I don't know.
I've heard tequila and Coke's not bad, but I don't know. I've never had it.
Yeah, well,
I always drank mine straight.
Now, I will say, we do know that for the Wagi feast, which is what we're going to be observing tonight, wine was offered to Osiris. And so one of the things we'll be offering is, to wine to Osiris as, Lord of Wine in the Wagi feast. Because, as I said, they had that. I brought that in there to offer it, as thanks because, it was generously gifted to us. And so also because tequila is an ingredient in margaritas. And my great uncle, whose picture is kind of hiding in the back on the Aku shrine, he liked margaritas, so he probably would have liked tequila. Yeah. I mean, he liked margaritas.
I did not know this because the only thing I saw him drink was wine.
Well, apparently he also liked margaritas too. Yeah, we didn't get to.
So, he was the Lord of Wine. He'd have gotten along with Jesus.
Well.
Because if Jesus could turn water into wine, I'm sure he'd want that friend.
Oh, well. It's funny.
Dionysus, too, while you're at it.
Well, actually, Dionysus and Osiris were equated by the Greeks. They saw a lot of similarities. And in December, I did a video covering that and what parallels the Greeks drew with deities of their own and the Egyptian ones. But we have bread and wine being offered tonight. We're also offering a couple of date cookies because the thing is, over time, see, the Wagi Feast is actually one of the older festivals that we know about. Documentation for that goes actually back to the Old Kingdom. So we know that New Year's and the Wagi Feast were being celebrated, very early on in their history. Now, over time, the Djehutet feast was honored for Djehutet, and it was kind of like when you'd have like a lunar leap year, an extra lunar month, then it would become an extra month of, Djehutet, because the first month of the year is in his honor. Well, over time, that became something regular, and they just, it happened to coincide with the Wagi, so they, by the Hellenistic period, they were being celebrated together. So, and because this is 21st century world, we have to slam everything, into, an abridged, so, okay, sweetie. We might have to bring somebody in the quack pack. But, yeah, what would have been like a 3-day feast, we're squeezing into, one live stream. But that's what we're doing. So that's why we have Osiris here. And Anapu is honored because we know that even before we have documentation of Osiris being celebrated, we know that Anubis was being honored during the Wagi feast. So, it's a feast in honor of the blessed dead and deities, chthonic deities is the $50 word for it. That goes all the way back to the Old Kingdom. And Anubis, is very much connected with that. So that's why they're all, taking center stage for tonight. So giving a little bit of historical background on that before we get started. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, and I'm seeing some folks kind of mentioning stuff. Mexico is the best booze. Yeah. And so not sure, but somebody did an academic paper about the common threads between gods of wine and dying and rising, and why they're associated with wine. Well, and it's funny. Geshtinana in Mesopotamian tradition, that's the sister of Dumuzi, and she trades places with him for half the year in the underworld. And she was associated with the vine harvest with grapes. So she has a connection to that too. But okay. Yeah, chthonic. Okay, a Greek term, yeah. Okay, Miss Jackal in the Discord requested prayers for a difficult situation, and they DM'd me about it. Okay, alrighty. We'll do, and yeah, we might have to get a little munchkin.
I can go sit with her if I need to.
Okay, well you can go. I guess go check on her, but then come back so we. Well, hang on. We have to get started. We have to do the cool waters. It's just it's in the rules, So let's go ahead and do that. Hang on, sweetheart, because she's in her crib out front. I'm tempted to just bring it back here where she can hear us.
Well, no, because that blocks me in if I need to get out.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get started, and then let you duck out and check on her. Hold on, baby. Poor thing. Yeah, apparently I went to run errands today, and she fussed until I came home.
Not all the way, but I had to actually come out and sit next to her to get her to stop.
Poor thing. She just wanted her people. And thank you for the stickers, guys. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. This Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, you not sure. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. Hey! We've cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure.
Splash Mountain over here, man.
There's more left in there than I thought.
No shit. Ugh.
Well, hopefully that was worth the price of admission.
Man.
I guess that banishes the yawns for a bit.
I'm gonna go sit with my daughter for a second.
Yeah. I'll check on her little munchkin. Yeah, I thought I had her tucked in and, she was sleeping, but, apparently not. She must have woke up and said, hey, where are my people? Okay.
One of these times you'd think that she'd want cool waters.
Oh, well. Okay, I'll roll my blunt since it made me sound and assume the ritual because I gotta go help my brother. Currently waiting on him to show up. Okay. Oh, and Katie, you know when your surgery is? August 26th. Absolutely. We will say some prayers to. Yes, and they noticed that you said a couple of naughty words, Darren.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I will have you know I've never said those before.
Yeah. Never, huh? Y'all should see his stand-up routines. That's all I have to say. But okay, quick happy dance for the super stickers. Thank you guys. Something like that. But oh, you can just hear her perk up. It's adorable. Okay, real quick, I need to get. Let's see. There we go. Since it's a festival for the dead, sometimes for those I will pull out some sandalwood. There we go. But gonna have to save
Of
what's
course,
left.
nobody at the altar is going to object to you pulling out sandalwood.
Yeah, well. Yeah, the joke is the lighting sandalwood is like ringing a dinner bell. But no, see this particular sandalwood, and I say I'm saving what's left of it because I had bought it in a little place in Chinatown in LA. The last time I was there in 2017 for Wally's memorial, and since this is a feast honoring the dead, he's included in that, so that's why, why I'm doing it. So, okay. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come, come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who's tuning in with us now, will be joining us in the future, and has been with us in the past, and who is listening in but maybe has to step out, but their hearts and their spirits are still with us. You're still part of this circle. We're all purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
And we'll light our candle for Djehutet to honor him. There we go. His night of feast. And for Sekhmet, that she may bring peace and healing to all those who need it, and that she may see Katie through a successful surgery later this month, and help Rabbit Sage recover after getting a drain taken out, and everyone else who needs prayers of healing. And Mahes, I ask him to keep safe those who are in the path of storms, and maybe help my teepee full of green beans not keep blowing over. You arise in the Akhet as Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You sit in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Osir, Kentiamentiu, Anapu, Tepi Johef, and Djehutet, Ikarin Saret, Scribe, excellent wisdom. Hail and praise, O Yunachuru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Oh, poor little munchkin.
She chimes in.
Well, no, that's different. See, the squeaks that sound like somebody, cleaning glass with alcohol, that kind of squeak, those are her happy chirps. But when she calls especially in a 2 or 3 pattern like that, that's, hey, where are you? That's kind of her. It's not quite like the hail calls that you hear wild ducks do, but that's her. Hey, where are you?
Very interesting.
Yeah. And what I've noticed is that ducks they can't mimic human sounds like macaws or crows even can learn to do, but they recognize patterns and cadences because sometimes we'll say something and she will squeak back at us. And we've noticed that quite often when one of us sneezes, not all the time, but often, she will quack, squeak quack in response. And we figured out she's used to us saying bless you to each other. And so she's, doing her equivalent of it. So, when we figured that out, we just melted. That was the most adorable thing. And when we hear that, it's like, aw. But yeah, she, again, they don't have language like we do, like Djehutet, is, the patron of, but they do have their own pattern. And it's like a language. It's just not as specific as ours.
Intriguingly, while on the subject, both baboons and birds have the ability to communicate in that way.
Yeah, and those are animals associated with Djehutet. But okay. Now we've got our usual offerings, but we will also be making some extra offerings because it's the Wagi feast. So we'll start with. I'll make sure I don't have something I'm going to trip on behind me. There we go. All right, I'll save that one. Poor Darren had to go for his phone now. She's like, where are you? There we are. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, you're not true. These cool waters are the eye of Horus. Your hearts may be refreshed. Yeah. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunachuru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you and cleanses you. It adorns you and takes its place upon your hands. O Yunachuru, we bring to you this eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yenochidu. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. So I made sure to include date cookies because not having figs, dates, be the next best thing. Actually, there seems to be a connection between dates and Osiris, but figs were favored by Djehutet and were offered to him during his festival, figs and honey. And according to, I believe it was Herodotus, when they would offer those things, the chant that they would give is that a sweet thing is truth. So.
I'm offering fig Newtons.
Yes, and that's actually an excellent thing. Fig Newtons are really pretty close, aside from maybe whatever modern preservatives might be in there, but they're really pretty close to, fig cookies that would have been offered, way back when. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Osir, Anapu, Djehutet, O Yenochidu. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. And speaking of that, okay, when we offer water for our Aku, we'll have something specific that we do for that. Pure, pure is Ra Horiketi within his house. Pure, pure is Osiris, Lord of Abydos. Anapu, upon his mountain. Djehutet, Lord of Khumnu, within their house. Djehutet proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance. Thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. To Ra Horiketi, Osir Kentimentio, Anapu, Tepe Joav, and Djehutet, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horiketi. Come to your body, O Osir, Anapu, Djehutet. Come to your bodies, O Yenochidu, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Osir, Anapu, Djehutet. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. They want this one. O Ra Horiketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nepkaparura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. Oh, sweetheart. I'm about to just pick her up and let her come wander. If she comes in here, then I'll deal with the aftermath. Because sometimes she leaves surprises. All right. Hang on.
That's kind of the nature with most birds, isn't it? They just walk and poop.
Well, there are people that actually make diapers for ducks, but they have to be kind of gotten used to them. And I have to get a bag of treats to try to bribe her for that. she tries to preen it off. Okay. Here we are. This the Wahmu prayer for the Blessed Dead. So first we will light this candle that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat as we celebrate the Wagyu feast. And we'll include a candle for Osiris. Let's make sure it's right side up. Oh, come on. Here we go. I feel safer having an LED candle in in something that's that close to fabric. You know, just trying to play it safe.
Yes. We've already had enough fire mishaps.
Well, anyway, this is your cool water, O fathers and mothers. This is your cool water, O Osiris. Come to your sons and daughters. Come to Horus. See, we bring this for you, that you may be glad of it. Whatever you tread under your sandals, we will be your guides for you. We will give you water at the Wagy-Djehutet feasts. And all right. Just wondering if I should do the wine or the break up in the tequila for the because I get the sense that there's some folks on the Akka shrine that are like, hey, that's a shot glass that deserves tequila. Now we're not trying to violate any standards on YouTube. You know, if you're underage, don't drink. You know, and if you're out partying with friends, make sure there's a designated driver.
As they say, drink responsibly.
Yes. Yes, the Feast of Drunkenness is coming up, but celebrate the world being spared from Sekhmet in a responsible manner. So. All right. And I guess with this, there we go. May I one day solve a mystery? Because you see, we went to visit Wally Burr at his house way back in 2010. Now keep in mind, he was the voice director for Transformers, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, Jim, and various other things. And he had a little bit of a liquor cabinet. But that was for socializing, you know. He was civilized about it. But he invited Darren into the study to have a drink with him, and he opened a bottle of something. I think it was some kind of scotch. But Darren does not remember what drink it was. But what he said was it wasn't the same bottle, but it was the same brand as something that they served at the wrap party for the original Transformers series. And I would love to know what that beverage was. That is the great mystery. May it be solved at some point. Somebody else who was at that wrap party maybe being able to answer that question for us. And one other thing, because a lot of what we know about the Wagy feast comes from memorial tablets, stela and things that were erected for the deceased, asking for regular offerings at certain lunar observances, like the Senate, the half moon, and the full moon, but also garlands for the Wagy feast. That's what it's been translated as. And so, well, what were those garlands? Were they placed on statues? Or on those tablets? How was that used? It's, they didn't leave us a manual, so we have to kind of interpret it. So, for the occasion, we will tie a green ribbon, green symbolizing, of course, rejuvenation, renewal, and vegetation, of course. So we will tie one for Osiris. Something like that. And so I'm just trying to make sure that it doesn't get too close to that candle. There we go. I'll tell you what, we'll kind of loop it in with his Jed amulet. There you are, good Lord. That looks rather stylish, actually. So, and then the other one we'll place over with the tablet here for the Blessed Dead. So, kind of, sort of a garland. So we have our bases covered. And of course, it's my hope always that, someone tunes in and they see this and they go, hey, that's a great idea. And then later in the weekend, when you're able to do something, at your own shrine, it gives you ideas of things that you can do, because it's always been my belief that, celebrating seasons, celebrating holidays, that's part of what makes a living religion, a living tradition. Otherwise it's all just theory. That's my hot take. But now we'll honor our blessed dead, both, our human loved ones, and of course our furry and feathered loved ones as well. Furry, feathered, scaly as they may be. A voice offering of bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a God lives. For the cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice for the great God. And for our loved ones who are feathered, no fowl, just lots of grain and bugs and other good things for birdies. And now we come unto you, O Ra, as Djehutet comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. The sped is cast out by your word, and rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. May we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Djehutet, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. All right. So we will read a few things in honor of Anapu and Djehutet and Osiris. Hail and praise, O Anapu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osu, great physician who heals. Your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Aeneid, keen-faced among the gods. You stand at Osur's side. You serve the blessed dead. They live because of you. Hail and praise unto you, O Djehutet, thrice great God, the son of Ra, Lord of Khemnu, one wise one in Yenu. You report to Ra every morning. Messenger of humankind, you know people by their speech and judge them by their deeds. Those true of voice before Osir, their names are in your list. The Aeneid gives you praise as you guide the bark of millions, as you cast out the evil one, as you change strife into peace. You know all secrets, all books, all deeds, the fleeting moment, the hour of night. No report to Ra is forgotten. Your words endure for eternity. Friend of the people, wise and impartial, great one, Lord of Ma'at. And I'm going to give the English version of the Great Hymn to Osiris. But, of course, there is the Egyptian language one that is on YouTube. And the video that's going to drop next week is another Egyptian language hymn. Technically, it's from the Book of the Dead. But it's also what's in our ritual book. The daily praises to Ra. So that's coming up. Praise to you, Osiris, Lord of eternity, King of the gods, of many names, of holy forms, of secret rites in temples. This noble Ka, the four of Jadu, great also in Sechem, Lord of praise in Enjati, foremost of offerings in Yunu, Lord of memory in Ma'ati, secret Ba, Lord of the cavern, holy in white walls, Ba of Ra of his very body, at rest in Hanes, excellent of praise in the Narit tree that grew to raise his Ba. I'm
gonna go back.
hold on. I'll go out there and maybe like let her out or something. Yeah. Are you...
No, she's just gonna. Let me go check on her.
All right. Excellent of praise in the narrate tree that grew to raise his ba. Lord of the great shrine in Khemnu, great of terror in Shashotep, Lord of eternity, foremost of Abydos, in his distant place of the sacred land. Name that endures in the mouths of people, primeval one of the two lands, nourisher at the fore of the Aeneid of the gods, potent Ach among the Akhu. Nun has given him his waters. The north wind journeys to him. Dusk brings the south wind to his nose to please his heart. Lord of praise in the southern sky, praised one of the northern sky. The imperishable stars are under his rule, for his abode is among those imperishable stars. And of course, for a lot of folks, that mark Uparanpets at the actual rising of Sirius that's coming up. Technically, right now, we would be in the decade, the last decade before that, which would be part of the constellation Orion, or maybe kind of, because I think the last one, and it's actually something I was looking at not too long ago, trying to get an idea, because there are a couple of different works that mention, what the names of the different decades, and you have like 5 of them that all are connected to Sa, which is Orion. So you have like the shoulder of Orion, the arm of Orion. Okay, and the last one is just Sa, which I guess is when Orion is complete, has come up, and then the next decade, is Supdet. And the challenge is, okay, well, what stars were those deacon stars? And the final one, I have okay, yeah, that's one of my projects, is to try and figure out, what is it? Maybe a particular star in Canis Major, or is it there's another constellation by the modern name of Lepus, the hare, kind of in between Orion and Canis Major, and wondering if maybe it has to do with that. But there's another one that's the shoulder behind Sa, and I'm wondering if a possible candidate for that might be Betelgeuse, which has kind of been in the news recently, because they were wondering if it was going to go supernova. Probably not likely to happen within our lifetimes, but what they have figured out is that there's another smaller star that's orbiting it, and so that's why Betelgeuse tends to have a cycle in its brightness. So that's news that's worth reading these days, is astronomy and things like that. So, and it's connected to Osiris. So. Okay, when I was putting together the cookies for tonight, there was one that was left. So I think that was the one they said, all right, this is for everyone. And anytime that there's one that just lands stray, or something like that, we say, okay, that is the cookie for everyone. So let's see what they have to tell us. Wow. We've been getting so many things having to do with a Monday, because this one, on Monday, sees the opportunity to make a positive impact on others. On Monday, sees the opportunity to make a positive impact on others. Wow. And we've gotten another one saying, use Monday to follow your, as a fresh start to pursue your aspirations. And of course, last week they said, let go of worries and embrace peace this Wednesday. So there you have it.
That could be a message from Djehutet. Monday being moon.
Well, it's funny. The last one that we got like that, and I keep these also in the same grimoire, if you will. Our fortunes, for Holy Week. And it was actually the birth of Set. And he said, embrace Mondays as a fresh start to chase your aspirations.
Yeah.
And then there was a stray one that we had. It said, Mondays are a reminder that you have the power to shape your destiny. And so then we get another one that says, on Monday, seize the opportunity to make a positive impact on others. So there's something important about Mondays. Perhaps it has to do with the way that we commonly perceive Mondays, because when we normally think about them, Monday, start of another week, drudgery, going to the office, so on and so forth, going back to school. But
it's a new beginning, new possibility.
Right. So, you know what? I think Darren put the live stream on. So I was thinking, why am I hearing sort of an echo? But there we go. All right, but I'm seeing cookie icons. So. Okay, so guys, Isabel, cuddle that duck. Okay. All right, I'm just kind of catching up. All right, so I see Katie Horton, Cranberry, and Darren says hi. So we got some Discord cookies. But it's funny, like you guys are saying, like one I was saying, I'm as excited for Mondays as Garfield. I think they're telling us it's time to reframe something and tackle the things that we don't like head on. So let's get started with Katie. And real quick, one other thing. Hang on. Try not to knock things down. Something else that we can do, because we're honoring Djehutet as well during this feast, is, and in the past I've done this, I have put tools that I use, like, I don't know if I can not drop it. Oh. Pen tablet for a Wacom. And ask him to bless the tools that we use, because it's not just reed pens and cakes of ink. We have a lot of different tools, and so we can ask Djehutet to bless those tools for us, especially for work or for school. So, and I remember that as I came over here, because I also have my laptop, which I personalized, so, and the manuscript for my latest novel. So I'm going to ask for his blessing on those. So we'll put them down here at the base of the altar.
I put some of my pens that I'm using for therapy to regain the ability to write.
Good idea. And we ask Djehutet to bless you and that, and regaining that ability. But okay, Katie Horton has started. Take care of your body. It's the vessel for your soul's journey. So, Katie, take care of your body. It's the vessel for your soul's journey.
We have a question from Griff about systems.
Okay. Oh, do y'all use a system? Do you make it yourselves or buy them? So where from? Okay, well, I tell you what, real quick, and then we'll get to Cranberry. I kind of have a collection of them here. The thinking being that one day I'll be able to, have a bunch of people and sharing. In the past, I have kind of passed out to cisterns to people when we were doing something in the backyard. The ones like this and this one were bought, and they tend to be kind of expensive. And I've seen some on Etsy, and they get rather expensive. But you can, if you're, a bit, artistically or mechanically inclined, you can make your own. And this is an example with jingles, and you can buy tambourine jingles pretty cheap. Buy packs of them. But this was originally a metal door hanger, a wreath hanger for your door, and just took it and bent it the other way. I had to drill holes in it and put it on a dowel, but so.
She does explain how to do it in one of her books.
Yes, it's in Following the Sun. Again, it helps if you've got, a drill and can put a couple screws in there, but that is an option. Another thing you can look up, I don't know if they're still available on eBay, but 15 years ago, I got one that's down in here. And let's see if I can find it real quick. And then we'll get to Cranberry's cookie. I don't want to keep you guys waiting, but.
Yes, you can buy a wasp scepter, Lady Zephyros.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's cool. I didn't know that. So I was planning on making one. Now, this sistrum I got, like I said, 15 years ago on eBay. It was not very expensive at that time, but the handle of it is a spent round from, it's the Russian equivalent of 50 cal, like an aircraft round or something. But somebody took it and made it into the handle for a sistrum, and it came from Ethiopia. So, very different sound, but, that has its own uniqueness, so, that's one of the things I keep in the, with other altar tools, but, it's a little closer to what they use today in the Orthodox Church in Ethiopia and the Coptic Orthodox Church. So, to answer that question, but Cranberry. Your determination will have you inspiring others. So, Cranberry, your determination will have you inspiring others. Okay, and so Blue Conlin, and then Lady Zephyros from Anapu and Dorsuta. Well, let's since he's one of our gods of the hour, we'll ask Anapu for that. So Blue Conlin. No one can compete with you on being you. No one can compete with you on being you. So Blue Conlon, don't worry about trying to compete with somebody else on their thing. You do you. And don't just do it. Be, have conviction about it. So nobody can compete with you on being you.
Take care. Roll my blunt. See you later.
Thank you. Yes, and we love you. Have a great weekend. And roll my blunt did I think they'd asked through the Discord for cookies. So when we do go back and do the Discord cookies, we'll pass that on for them. And so Lady Zephos, and then Starscape P from Sekhmet, and a cookie from my partner. So. So, Lady Zephos. Lady Zephos, family is where you are valued and appreciated. Family is where you are valued and appreciated. Notice that it didn't say anything about, blood ties or whatever. It is where you are valued and appreciated. And I get the sense that is what, it's what they're trying to underscore for you. So, Starscape from Sekhmet, and then one for partner. All right, Starscape. The wisest owl hears all before he flies. The wisest owl hears all before he flies. So don't fly off your perch too soon, not until you've listened to everything. Now, for your partner from Anapu, okay, for your partner, October is a month for unexpected surprises and opportunities. October is a month for unexpected surprises and opportunities. So Starscape for your partner. I read that right. It was, yeah. Okay, Dead Vampire, and then B. And like I said, we're going to get back to the Discord cookies towards the end. And let's see. So Dead Vampire. Embrace the wisdom of different cultures and worldviews. So Dead Vampire, embrace the wisdom of different cultures and worldviews. And for B, keep your face to the sun and you will never see the shadows. B, keep your face to the sun and you will never see the shadows. Yeah. And by the way,
That's what
Ross
we
says
do.
hi.
We follow the signs.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that's, and by the way, Ross says hi. Okay, so One-Eyed Heathen, and then Serrano. Your luck will shine in personal relationships. So One-Eye, your luck will shine in personal relationships. And Serrano. By the way, you guys don't get ads in these. I'm I have it set to not run ads during the live stream. I'm just asking because I was hearing a whole bunch of stuff that didn't sound like us coming from Darren's TV up front. So I was going, I hope that's not ads running in the middle of this. But Serrano, experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. Okay.
Some people get character.
Okay, it's so sarcastic. I've never had an ad on this, no ads. Okay, so I must be hearing something else then. Sabakekaway. Oh, well, congratulations. Wife Kid is pregnant again with a boy this time. Congrats. Oh, and good night, Cranberry. Thank you for being with us. Okay, so Sabakekaway. And Griff asking, are these streams weekly? Yes. So metal, literally, yes.
A towerette and desk watch over mother and child.
Yes. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss any other cookies. So, all right, so Spicy Phoenix from Nebbit Hot, and then Merrick Weppawet from the Jackals, and then Sabakekaway. And then we'll bounce back to our Discord cookies. So, yeah, now, with regard to the service, next week is going to be an exception. We are going to be headed to Dallas Friday night. So I will be taping something ahead of time. And I'll try to make it, I'm going to experiment and see if I can make it something where, you're not seeing me so much as you're seeing the altar and everything, so that, yes, it'll be for, what we're observing for that week. But, if you want to do a virtual ritual or something, it'll look maybe a little more like that. That's what I'm thinking. But, it'll premiere at the usual time when we would be doing our live stream. So, keep it as close to normal as we can manage. But
it's one of those situations where it'd be handy to have like a GoPro or something.
Well, actually, I found some software that'll hopefully help me, edit stuff with camera, like phone cam video, because I'm usually using traditional video, and I don't want to get bogged down into the jargon about aspect ratios and things like that. But there's kind of an old school way of doing it, and then there's what everybody does now. How you do shorts and stuff. So, I'm experimenting with things. I learned a bunch over the weekend. I also learned about restreaming services, and I'm wondering if maybe we can use that to stream this on YouTube, but also through the Facebook group and through Discord at the same time. I'll have to confer with my moderators and see if that's something that we could do or not. And if that would be something you'd want to do. But, yeah, Spicy Phoenix. We're asking Nebatot, one of the two chattering kites who keeps watch over Osiris. Love and cherished moments are coming close. Spicy Phoenix, love and cherished moments are coming close. And Married Wepawet from Wepawet and Anapu. A loved one's smile is a ray of sunshine. So Married Wepawet, a loved one's smile is a ray of sunshine. And Sebekekaway. I was looking forward to welcoming a second child. Congratulations, because I know how much of a struggle it was for Isadora.
Seems like they opened the door.
Well, the traditional, the title, or phrase that Egyptians used to refer to the firstborn was the opener of the body. Yeah. And so that was me. I was the opener of the body. It wasn't about firstborn son. It was who was the first one to open the way. So, but Sebekekaway, your Wednesday will be filled with joyful moments and laughter. Your Wednesday will be filled with joyful moments and laughter. Okay. Yes. All right. Good night, everybody. Those that are sending it. Yeah, and I realize we've been here an hour and a quarter, but the epic way to refer. All right, now I'm going to scroll back and get to our Discord cookies. So we've got Astra, Captain Lunar, Rabbit Sage, Kaleidoscope, Mythwood, Sun, and Molly Mall. Okay, well, let's try and get those so we can wrap up. Of course, if anybody else is still waiting on one, go ahead and toss that. Don't toss your cookies, but toss an icon on the chat for us. So the first one was Astra. For Astra, practice mindfulness and live in the present. Practice mindfulness and live in the present. And immediately I'm thinking of Master Yoda. Never his mind on where he was, what he was doing. Of course, Darren does it much better than me, but... Captain Lunar. Your positive attitude on this Wednesday will attract prosperity. Your positive attitude on this Wednesday will attract prosperity. So, for Captain Lunar, that's really giving me the sense of, and it kind of ties in with the other things that they're saying. Don't let a negative attitude cause you to overlook opportunities. Kind of, again, like with the Mondays, and I guess Mondays and Wednesdays, of course, how do they do classes? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday? Well, I guess the Monday, Wednesday, that's the important combo at this point. I guess whatever energies or cycles are going on right now. So pay attention to that. And for Captain Lunar, your positive attitude on this Wednesday will attract prosperity. So now for Rabbit Sage. Your Wednesday, here we go again. Your Wednesday will be filled with joyful moments and laughter. Your Wednesday will be filled with joyful moments and laughter.
Seems like Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, and also I noticed that was what Sabakekwe got as well. So, and it's funny, for last week it was embrace peace this Wednesday. So there's a definite pattern going right now. And of course, for those that I know there was a little bit of discussion with some heathen deities there. Of course, Wednesday is connected to Odin. And I think in the old Latin system, it would have been, was it Mercury? Because of Mercredi, or Mercolis,
yes. Technically by Western philosophy, the Western esoterics, they lump Odin, Mercury, Hermes, and Thoth. They see all three of them as being by Hermes Trismegistus and all that. It's all wound up in the same, and it makes some sense. I mean, I can see where they came with it, but it doesn't completely line up with the Egyptian thought. But
well, you did have Hermanubis was a syncretic deity that included Anubis and Hermes,
yes.
who was included. Of course, it's funny because what are we doing right now? We're honoring Anapu and Djehutet in the Wagy-Djehutet feast. So their collective energy, could be pointing to Wednesdays as a day to look out for. But it could be a day. Look out for their sign. Don't look at it as something bad. Look at it as something positive. So next is Kaleidoscope. Your friends will be your companions on a special journey. So for Kaleidoscope, your friends will be your companions on a special journey. Sounds like a fun road trip. But that's for Kaleidoscope. Next is Mythwood. Then Son and Molly Mall. So Mythwood. Cherish the love that surrounds you. It's a testament to your heart's capacity to remember. And I realize that's kind of a long one, so I'll give you a sec there. But cherish the love that surrounds you. It's a testament to your heart's capacity to remember.
As loaded as it sounds, it's very appropriate for Kemetics.
Yeah, that's for Mythwood. And I'll give you a second to transcribe that. Try not to be the professor that talks too fast and people are trying to take down notes and it's like, wait, slow down. But yes.
Hell yeah.
But cherish the love that surrounds you. It's a testament to your heart's capacity to remember. Okay, so next is San and then Molly Mo. For San, challenges will help you grow and learn. Challenges will help you grow and learn. That's for San. Challenges will help you grow and learn. And for Molly Mouth. A great pleasure in life is doing what others say you can't. And then to that. So for Molly Mouth, a great pleasure in life is doing what others say you can't. Or one of my favorite quotes from Starscream, time makes all things possible. But you've also got to act on it. So that's for Molly Mac. If there are people saying you can't do something, your answer is, oh yeah, watch me. So. Okay. All right, yes, and one for me from Granddad. So, let's see. Wait, so the Emerald Tablets is on YouTube? Interesting. But, okay.
Yeah, you can find people reading the Emerald Tablets.
Incidentally, I did, while I was recording stuff for the Egyptian language chant, I also recorded a little bit for the introduction to my book on Ishtar. So I'm working on getting that to where, and what I thought is, you know what, if I make it, instead of an audiobook, make it video chapters, you can hear me reading it, but I can also put in some captions for the words and the things in there that, it helps to have print. One of those things that the Shazams that came to me when I was half asleep was like, oh, if I make it a video, put captions in it, so that way you can get it, you can read it, and it's, you can kind of get both bases covered. So I'm really, wanting to try and do that. And it's just going to have to be, built a few steps at a time. So, sarcastic. Your life will be a beacon of light to guide others. Your life will be a beacon of light to guide others. So there you go. I'm going to have to I'm gonna have to check that out. The Esoterica channel. There's a lot of stuff. I have a rather extensive watch later list. But okay.
And yeah, I've been bombing you about that for a year, for about a year at least.
Yeah, but okay. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. If anybody has any other requests for prayers or for cookies or anything like that, just go ahead and put that in there. We don't sign off until we make sure everybody's gotten what they need. You know, and
did Jory ask us to say thanks to Amun for him?
Yes. Praise to Amun. Dua Amun Ra Kamitef Navwaset. So many titles beyond measure. Amun, Lord of the Silent, who comes at the voice of the poor. You came to the voice of your servant Jory and helped him to get his SSI reinstated, and we pass on his sincerest thanks. So, so let's go ahead and wrap that up. And one other thing, I guess I'll show this before we close up. But I think some folks had said they wanted to see as I build a cosplay for my character. And again, if you go on Discord, my screen name is Miss Tatami, because that's my character, and this is her helmet that I just need to do some touch-ups on the paint. But I was working on that over the course of the week, so so it'll and it just fits. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I'll take pictures when I have the whole thing together. But yes, and certainly I ask for some blessing in making this costume something great that gets people interested in my character and helps me crash a Star Wars convention as a different sort of robot. So yeah. Oh, nice. Now I will say this. See, Transformers is written for kids. My books are what happen when the kids grow up, ask for keys, and leave the house. And, all the sorts of things that characters do when they're grown up. So, that's the one thing is I always wanted to be able to tell a story if we could get away from saying, well, it's just a kid's story. Now, what if this is for people? So it's no longer Transformers, it is Meta Shifters. So, Miss Tutami is a meta shifter. But hopefully she can make some new friends in Dallas. Yeah, and I had somebody at a local show once that, she wanted to buy my first book for her 9-year-old. It was like, oh, well, he reads it on a high school level. I said, people die and somebody gets laid in this book. And she put it back down on the table. But I was honest. I wasn't going to, say, oh, yeah, it's okay for kids just to get a sale. No, I didn't want somebody, being traumatized. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure, as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Unu endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Necheru endures. as the name of Sutekh in Nubet endures, as the name of Horus in Pe endures, as the name of Wajit in Dep endures, as the name of Jehuti in Khamenyu endures, as the name of Ra in the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Osir, O Jehuti, O Anapu. You have come in peace, O Yunachuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Osir, Anapu, Jehuti. May you go forth in peace, O Yunachuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. It's kind of interesting hearing that echo, but yeah, that's the one thing that I do envision, because, a service where we have more of us together in one place is going to have kind of a different character. We can't afford to, meander and ramble the way we sometimes do here, not in the middle of it. But what we could do is actually have people participate and have some folks that be our sistrum players, and
It'd be cool at some point to have like a choir,
or Mary Terrell would have to be our director on that one, but yeah, certainly a sistrum group, and things like that. And of course, I have a couple of darbuka drums. We could really do something with it, and I think one thing that would be good to do when is a group, like whenever we can do a con. I think we're going to have a little while just to kind of get the hang of being together and doing something like that, and getting our timing so that, it doesn't, sound too disjointed or goofy, and we could actually make it something really nice. But that is an aspiration that I have. So. Just as long as she doesn't go by. No. Hang on. I don't know what I was catching there, but no go bys. See, we've got folks that already have some talents, and I know that there are a lot of talents that are spread out in our group, and it would be so cool to have them all come together, and eventually we will do that. But and what, over Zoom is an idea too, and I learned some things about that, and I got an account set up, because apparently even government agencies will do this, and Darren told me about it. They get the free Zoom, because Zoom's free account. They only let you do like, and he could tell me it's something like 45 minutes or, an hour, and there's a limited amount. But what they do is they just end that one, and then they start up a new one, and then get everybody back in it. So, there are workarounds, but yeah, we can totally do that.
So. Considering what happened to us the other time when we lost the feed and we had to start it over, I think we can do that.
Yeah. But what we're going to be doing next week is another, pre-tape thing that's going to premiere at the usual time. And of course, you can tune into that. There's those of you that are on Discord, can have a fun meetup afterwards. And, depending on where we are, once we get situated in our hotel and everything, I might be able to peek in. But of course, we also have to get dinner and stuff. But Indiana will be with us. Homewood Suites is apparently friendly to more than just dogs and cats, and that's great for us. So it'll be an interesting weekend. But I look forward to telling you guys all about it in a couple of weeks. So in the meantime, lots of love. Have a great weekend, and everybody be safe and well. And thank you so much for joining us. And for all the wonderful super stickers. And, I hope you enjoy the video next week. So. Yeah, so check out Mary Draw's videos on YouTube. She has a lovely voice. And she did a collab for an OPET festival song. And, it was so awesome. And eventually we'll do some more. Yes, have a wonderful weekend.
There, I subscribe to her.
Okay. Yeah, it was great seeing everyone. Thank you so much. Lots of love.
Good night, everyone.